welcome to the Kiss by the Stars podcast. This is our very first episode. My name is Michelle Pitcher, and this is Sunal Banurajan. I'm a writer, he's a speaker, I'm the wife, he's the husband. We just figured it was about time for us to start a podcast together because we have so much to share. This podcast is really about how to find more alignment in your life with your truth, your destiny, what you were brought to this world to be and to do. And so we're going to go deep on a lot of topics. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope you enjoy the show. So today, we wanted to talk about relationships. It's such a big topic. Everyone wants to manifest their dream partner. They have this idealized vision in their mind of like the perfect spouse, the perfect life partner. And a lot of it is really just in the mind. A lot of it's illusions, not really real. So we wanted to dive in more looking at each other. So, anyways, Sonal, what do you think about manifesting your dream partner? Is it true? Is it a real thing? How does it work?
Well, I think there is a. Actually, I don't think you can just manifest your dream partner, because what relationship is about evolving and growing, and growth is rarely comfortable. Growth requires you to get out of your comfort zone. And usually, when people think about their dream partner, they're thinking about the partner who would completely suit to their needs perfectly. They're not thinking about the partner who is challenging them to get out of the comfort zone all the time. They're thinking about dream partner who makes my life comfortable, like that. But we hold a lot of illusions about love and the ways in which it is perfectly expressed. So, because of it, there is a lot of idealization regarding the partner, your ideal partner, and all these things. Hence, we can see in the world right now there is a lot of courses going around how you can manifest your best partner, or how you can embody all the qualities of being that perfect feminine uh, embodied version who can attract the ideal, who will attract the ideal uh, partner, things like that.
Yeah, actually, I was just writing for someone recently who was talking about this exact same idea of like you have to become magnetic and you have to be your best self in order to attract this ideal dream partner. And yeah, I was really wondering, like, I think there is a certain level of like who you are as a person attracts certain types of people. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, if you're somebody who's really magnetic, you're really positive and energetic, do you think that you will naturally just attract men or women that are also like that?
Not necessarily, because the thing that most of these, when you look at something with a very narrow timeline, you know, you get some sort of a perspective of it. But when you look at it from a very big timeline perspective, you see things differently. For example, in all of the Abrahamic religions, the timeline is always narrow, because you have this one life, you know. So everything is looked upon within the perspective of this one life. Whereas in all dharmic religions, the view is that the soul or you just kind of go through so many different lives, births after birth and death, and it just becomes like a process. So not, it's not the end, death. So you can see the perspective is more like you see it as a progression of evolution of the soul of the individual, just going through so many um, realizations, so many illusions and misperceptions, misconceptions, everything getting broken, all this kind of stuff. So, in this life, whatever is necessary as a partner, who, whatever is they have to be in order for you to grow and evolve, that's the kind of partner who is going to be coming in your life as part of your destiny. So now this is a concept, destiny. So in dharmic religions, there is a concept of karma, and also there is a concept of destiny. So hence they codified everything in a system. And at the moment we are all familiar with it, it's astrology. So in the West also it's being used, but in a very superficial, surface level manner. You just look at, oh, this is my zodiac. Oh, what's it like for this zodiac this year or this month or this week or something like that. But that doesn't really give you any kind of real understanding. If you really understand astrology and you go into it, you can see there's a particular kind of person who is destined to come to your life as your partner, and there is particular journey that you're supposed to make through your life, and all these things can be seen from the destiny. So hence in places like India, there is a lot of emphasis given on matchmaking through looking at the astrology too. They look at the astrology if it's a good match. But then again, a person has a destiny, so you cannot change that. You can do all sort of matchmaking, but unless that's what's meant to be, it's just not going to happen. Just something will happen, and you find the kind of person who's you are so destined to supposed to be with.
Yeah, so everybody is destined to be with somebody, one particular person, and we don't really have control to change that no matter what we do. If we do like these certain practices every morning, or if we do this kind of like manifestation mantras, or if we use these kinds of like dating skills, it's never going to bring us to anybody besides who we are actually destined to be with. And whoever we are destined to be with is going to be somebody that is here for our lifetime, this life that we're in right now, to help us karmically advance to wherever it is that we are meant to go next. We're all here on this planet for like 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. And that is just one step of the journey. And it's kind of interesting to think about even who you might be with in this lifetime. You might have actually known them or been with them in another form or fashion in a previous life. It's all just like a big puzzle that we don't even know. And so, how can somebody, besides doing like an astrology reading or something, how can you really know if somebody is right for you, if somebody is not right for you, or do you just kind of figure it out through the
No,
process?
you cannot know somebody is right for me or what's not right for me, because the everyone inherently don't want to suffer. It's simply so. Whoever you choose as the right person is gonna be the one who doesn't bring any suffering. I mean, that's at least the version of the person that everybody has in their mind. Like, okay, my person is gonna, this is the person that I want to be with because he's the person who doesn't challenge me. He doesn't like bring much suffering in my life. Doesn't make me feel insecure or anything.
Mm,
So, but you cannot just decide just based on that, you know,
mm,
because relationship In a modern sort of understanding, I would say it has to be a partnership that's based on the commitment of growth. Two people coming together, both having like a intention to grow within the context of the relationship. So if a person doesn't have this kind of attitude, then it becomes really difficult. Because even if astrology, you cannot change the planets. All you can do is change yourself, like bring more understanding into the way things are aligned. So you can just bring a more sort of acceptance for the other individual, bring like
Hmm.
more greater uh, level of being able to accommodate the other person. These things get terribly lacking when you have no backline story. You don't see that, okay, there's a destiny that is playing in your life, and destiny is rarely visible. It's not something that we see.
Hmm.
It's just the things that are invisibly shaping what is happening in your life.
Yeah. So a lot of it is just kind of letting things happen and unfold as they were meant to without trying to change things that cannot be changed or trying to control things that cannot be controlled. And no matter who you're with, just having that sense of acceptance and understanding that they are the way that they are and you cannot change them. I think that's where a lot of people actually struggle is they try to change their partner, they try to make their partner like somebody else, and then it becomes like a battlefield because the other person is like, I don't want to be like that, that's not who I am. And so I think, yeah, that's a good reminder to just remind everybody that, you can't change people, people are the way that they are. um, so, do you have any thoughts or suggestions on how you can better accept people, better accept your partner, not let it like drive you crazy?
No, having a greater understanding of your own destiny, and for that there is no codified system in the West, like there is in the East, like astrology or something like that. There was no such systems. There are some divination system, but it doesn't go deep into giving you nuanced details about what can you really expect or what you really have to be prepared for.
Mhm.
You know, but
Yeah.
it when you look at your own relationship destiny, that gives you some sort of a acceptance instead of going for a wild goose chase, because
Hmm.
you understand, okay, this is what's going on. Everybody have success coming in their relationship or in their financial matters or in any area of their life in the manner in which it is manifesting for them. You see, now once they have the success, now they can all just say, oh yeah, I will just tell you, this is secret strategy for success. This is how I did it. They did it that way because that's what aligned it to their destiny. It's just
Mm.
how things were meant to flow for them. You know,
Yeah, but it doesn't work for everybody.
no, it's not a cookie cutter thing. Now I have found the secret recipe. Now everybody do this, and it's all just gonna work out for everybody like that. You
Yeah.
know, so the problem is, of course, you have this particular sort of relationship, and now you're telling, hey, you know what, guys, look at me. I have this kind of relationship. I manifested it. Now I'll just teach you how to manifest that. So
Yeah, I think that's like a huge problem with all these coaches nowadays is that they all have this signature foolproof method that will help people do X, Y, and Z. But it's true that not everybody can follow the same method and experience the same kind of success. We all have like different things going on that are way beyond our control or even our own knowledge, things that can prevent us from being successful, things that can prevent us from finding our partner, things that can prevent us from having good health. And so I think the real goal is to just figure out what works for you and just do it do it that
Like,
way.
to put it, to give an example, recently I was checking on somebody's chart, a friend of mine's, and I was looking. There is a particular. Okay, now every planet, there's nine planets, main planets. It's called Navagrahas. So all these nine planets in your when at the moment of your birth, they will all be in a certain degree. So the degree can be anywhere from 0 degree to 29 degree. That's the highest degree. So any planet that has the smallest degree within the uh, among the nine planets will become your Dharakaraka, meaning that is a planet that significates that's a planet that significates your partner. You
Hmm.
see, so just by knowing that, you can understand, okay, what's kind of qualities, because all these planets have certain qualities given to it.
Hmm.
Now, for example, Mercury is about intelligence, you know, and also about speech, because intelligence is required for good speech. Uh,
Yeah.
so it governs intelligence, it governs speech, it governs business, because of course you need intelligence to do business.
Hmm.
You see, so all the planets have Venus represents caring, beauty, all kind of worldly pleasures. So there is kind of certain things are significated by each planet. So when I was checking at this friend, particular friend's chart, so his partner is signified by Saturn. You see, so now Saturn has the qualities of restriction, control, perseverance, hard work, patience. So this is what Saturn governs or teaches. You know, how to be patient and endure and persevere and do hard work. You know, all these things. So whoever the partner is going to come, she's going to come and teach him all these things. And these things are rarely the fun stuff to learn. to,
Hmm.
to learn discipline. Nobody is. But his destiny is such that this is the way things are destined for him. He's supposed to learn these qualities because for him, each there's 12 houses in astrology. So of the 12 houses, each house represent each area of your life. And of that, the first house represent the self. It governs yourself, how you see yourself, your values, the qualities, all this kind of stuff. Now, how others see you, all this stuff. So
Hmm.
the first house of self. So he has his partner significator, that is Saturn, the planet of restriction, constriction, control, patience, all this stuff, hard work. It's coming to his first house. So what does that signify? It signifies she's coming to bring all these qualities to himself.
Hmm.
Get
Yeah. Yeah. So we most likely tend to have a partner that brings particular qualities
exactly
to
because
ourselves based
for
on like which house they're in.
one more second. Yeah, exactly. So what kind of elements? Maybe for somebody else, the partner might not have like a big role in shaping your personality, but their role is just bringing love and romance and care.
So I forgot which house am I for you?
No, for me, you are in my ninth house. So the ninth house signifies higher wisdom and also luck. So I gain luck through my partner. So
Okay.
basically, it's called Bhagya Udaya, meaning the rising of luck. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, my luck only rised after marriage,
Mm-hmm.
after the partner came. So
Mm-hmm.
partner brings luck to me in my life. So it's a good position. So, but but some nobody can just be like, you know what, I want that. Like that's what I want. But
Mm-hmm.
you have like completely different thing going on. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to check your astrology to figure it out
So
and see.
my higher wisdom too, it just simply went up the trajectory as soon as I married because it's also governing higher wisdom. It governs luck, governs all these things. So and
Mm-hmm.
plus also it brings confidence also in my chart because for me my dhara karaka, the partner significator, is sun. So sun in the among all the planets is the sun is like the planet that governs charisma, confidence. So for me, I also gain confidence through my partner too, in a way.
Hmm. Yeah. Are you feeling confident?
No, I am feeling confident. No, I have the positions change because until you are 30, 35, you have different positions in your birth chart. So there's such a certain meaning. Is it works like this? A certain chart is there present at your birth, made, but there's another chart that governs the later stages of your life. So it can be thought about like this: a tree, um, when it grows, it's going to take a time of certain time for it to reach its full maturity, like the seed growing to become that full tree. So once the tree has fully matured, now the tree is going to bear fruits. So the second chart is looked at to see how the fruit of the tree is like. So that's why you see some people are having extremely good life going on until the midlife of theirs, and then suddenly things just go downhill or something. You know.
Hmm.
So because there is no
Yeah, we have like different
exactly,
phases in life.
exactly. So
Yeah.
actually knowing your astrology also allow you to be more prepared
Hmm.
for what is to come.
Yeah.
So there's a saying in my mother tongue in Malayalam, വരാനുള്ളത് വഴി തങ്ങൂല. Literally the translation means what is coming will not be stopping. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way to stop it.
What's already on the way. You know. So this is just the way it works. So some
Uh-huh.
stuff it allows you to be better prepared. So you don't just feel like, oh yeah, now I'm just unbeatable and I'm like, this is,
So, I mean, I actually hear quite often people say, or they think like only, 50% of astrology is true. The rest of it is up to determination or like effort and if you can change it. I don't know. Do you think that there's
yeah, yeah,
anything up to
definitely,
chance?
definitely is true. But the thing is, how much effort you put in life is already dictated by the positions in the chart.
Yeah, so some people
Yeah,
are.
some people naturally put a lot more effort. You can just see from a small age. And
Yeah,
some
like I
people is
think
naturally lazy.
aren't I one of the action
Yeah,
oriented
yeah. For Michelle, the
people?
planet with the highest degree is so the planet with the lowest degree becomes the partner significator. So that planet will signify the partner in your life. But the planet with the highest degree will signify what you your own soul has what you yourself have the most mastery at. And for Michelle, it's the planet of Mars. So Mars has the highest degree. So when Mars is at highest degree, then she is somebody who is willing to put a lot of effort, ready to do take action, because it's the war planet. It's the planet that ready to take action,
Yeah, I have a
willing to put
very
the
I
efforts.
have a very hard time sitting still. I have to always be taking action every single day, basically.
Yeah, you cannot win a war without taking efforts and action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if the efforts are not always going in the right direction, it's just like a lot of us have this kind of tendency
No, that
of,
is why I have this golden saying that I give to people, but it's not really my saying. I borrowed from it, someone. But the saying goes like this: no wind is favorable for a sailor who has no direction. So you can make all sort of efforts in all sort of direction, but first you have to know where you are going. Well,
mhm.
first you know clearly where you are going. Now you can take all sort of steps, and the steps that you are making, and you can make an assessment: am I going closer or am I going further? But if you don't have a clarity in vision where you are going, now you are in trouble, because you can make all sort of efforts, but you have no way to know whether am I reaching anywhere closer or not. To-
Yeah, yeah, and it's hard to know. Like, I feel like a lot of times people get lost and misled on which direction to take.
yeah.
It's
Well, a person who then again have a good understanding of their astrology and destiny will not have that trouble, because they can clearly look at the astrology and can get an insight into what's the career that they will really excel in,
mm,
and what's the thing that they have to do for their inner satisfaction and contentment. What's the
yeah.
thing that they had to do to unlock more of their luck? What's the thing that's by making them have more enemies and misfortunes and losses in life?
Hmm. We have covered a lot today. I wanted to just kind of touch on one final sort of topic or concept. I know, like, people, they have this idea of perfection. Like, they have this idea of, like, this is my perfect life. This is my perfect partner. This is my perfect job. And then they just kind of obsess over trying to get that all the time. And I do the same. I have all these ideas of, like, what is perfect for me. Always trying to go towards it. But I would love to just hear some final thoughts on, like, what is this chase for perfection that so many of us have that's going on in our head, and how can we kind of break free from this? Because, there's not really one particular
Okay,
concept of perfection.
okay, okay. Now, what we are chasing in life is success. I mean, everybody is trying to chase success in one way or another, you know. But the success that one have in mind is just not the success that someone else is having in their mind, because everybody know what they have in their hand. What kind of success can I afford to chase? You know, because you need also skills and many things necessary. Because I cannot just simply say, "Oh, I'm gonna be the marathon runner. I'm gonna win the Olympics gold." That's it. No, I have to take into consideration: do I have what it takes? Do I have the endurance? Do I have that? You know,
Yeah.
many things. For example, if you look at some people in Africa, they just do really good in this stuff. They genetically have some sort of like an advantage. So there are things that one can just dream to become good at, and things that naturally they just need to have in order to be excelling in something like that, you see.
Hmm.
So the problem with chasing success is that no matter what, no matter how big, I mean, usually the small success is not what we are looking. We are always having some sort of big dreams that we are chasing after, right? So now the big success in life usually tend to be happening very the moments when that happen will just run so fast, and you wouldn't have many moments like that. How many big moments of success that one will have? Like few, you know. So the problem is, if you just limit your capacity to rejoice in just your own success, the moments are always going to be short in your life. But instead, on the other hand, you develop the capacity to rejoice in others' success at the same time, as well as yours. Now you have a win-win situation here going, because
Mhm.
everybody else is also going to have success, and now you have this capacity to rejoice in other success.
Yeah, like to instead of just
waiting
attaching
for waiting for
just attaching to your
exactly.
own success. It has
Yeah,
to be something really big.
exactly.
Just seeing how to rejoice every single success that's happening around
Exactly.
you, no matter if it's big or it's small. And
Yeah, if you just wait out for the moments when your own success comes, you're gonna be disappointed. You're not gonna be happy for that much time. But your
yeah,
capacity to rejoice in other success, my God, now the door is open, guys. You, now you can just rejoice in all sort
hmm
of success. No way you're gonna be the on a loser set with that deal.
yeah,
So I would say go for chasing after your success, but meanwhile cultivate capacity to rejoice in other success at the same time. Otherwise, you would end up in a situation where most time you see other success because we cannot stop other success, but you will not be feeding particularly anything other than maybe some unwholesome emotions, jealousy, envy, just like competitiveness, just like why don't I have
yeah,
it, what when is success happening to me, you know.
yeah.
You can just kind of be in all sort of matters, yeah.
And also, like, maybe we don't have to have these really strict and rigid ideas of like what is success, what is perfection, and just, taking things
No, if I had to
a
sum it
little bit
up,
more
I
slowly, like not being so obsessed with like the big picture, perfect, 100%, and just like taking things one step at a time.
if your success results in other success at the same time, now that's a good success.
hmm Yeah, like finding more of like the kind
Yeah.
of success on the for the big picture, the wider scope instead of just like some success for yourself as an
Yeah, the
individual, which
success.
I think is what everyone else
Yeah, the
is going
success.
for.
So success mainly reflects in your life and just in your loved one's life. Then that's the kind of success that most people are chasing, and that's the kind of success that brings a lot of suffering on its back end. But
hmm
if you are, striving towards success, but that success has to do with a lot of people succeeding at the same time, so that oh, all my efforts, this is not just for me, this is for everybody.
hmm
Now that gives you a deeper purpose at the same time, on top of success, guys.
Yeah, which is pretty much what everybody deep down wants is to have some kind of a meaningful purpose and not just doing things just simply for your own good, but for others as well.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, we need to know what is the purpose of all the success.
yeah,
No, ultimately, did all that
exactly.
success amount to anything
hmm
to the world, or just nothing?
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys for listening to our very first podcast episode of Kissed by the Stars. We just were inspired to come up with this concept for the podcast because I think everybody out there in the world has a very unique and special destiny that is just waiting to be lived and unlocked, or maybe you're already living it and you're already in the middle of it. But we just wanted to think about, some other things of like how you could be living it even better. So we're gonna be showing up every single week with different topics like this, just talking about life, talking about getting in the flow, maybe a little bit of astrology, maybe a little bit of spirituality. We're just gonna let things unfold as they unfold. But if you enjoyed this, make sure to just share it with a friend if you have anyone that comes to mind who you think would benefit. We would really appreciate it. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Again, we will be putting out new episodes every single week. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.